How do you tell the difference between a gerund phrase or a participial phrase? Welcome to Writing better sentences, paragraphs, and essays. First, let's talk about a gerund phrase. A gerund phrase includes a gerund, which is a word ending in ing, and it always functions as a noun. In many cases, gerund phrases can be replaced with the words this, that, or it. Let's look at this sentence. Eating healthy food can make you feel energetic. The gerund phrase in this sentence are the words eating healthy food. If we replace that with the word this, our new sentence would be, this can make you feel energetic. You can see that this would make sense. On the other hand, a participial phrase includes a participle, a word ending in ing or ed, and always functions as an adjective. It describes something in the sentence. Here's an example sentence. Opening the drawer, the teacher took out the paper. The participial phrase is the phrase opening the drawer. In this case, the phrase is describing the teacher. If you can remove the phrase and it still makes a complete sentence, then it is a participial phrase. You can see that this is still a complete sentence. The teacher took out the paper. Let's look at a few examples and use our 3 words that can help us determine if a phrase is a gerund phrase. Let's look at our previous example. Opening the drawer, the teacher took out the paper. Let's remove our phrase and replace it with the word this. This, the teacher took out the paper. You can see that this does not make sense. This is not a gerund phrase. Let's look at another example. Tom saw his brother running down the street. The phrase here is running down the street. Let's try removing the phrase and put one of our 3 words in its place. Tom saw his brother it. This does not make any sense. This also is not a gerund phrase. Let's try to remove the phrase and see if the sentence still makes sense. Tom saw his brother. Yes, this makes sense, so this is a participial phrase. Let's look at another example. Watching a good movie is one way he likes to relax. The phrase is watching a good movie. Let's replace it with one of our words. This is one way he likes to relax. You can see here that this does make sense. This is a gerund phrase. One more example. Running in the morning helps him to concentrate. Our phrase is running in the morning. Let's replace it with the word it. It helps him to concentrate. Yes, this also makes sense. So this is also a gerund phrase. Let's look at a few more. Her favorite weekend activity is playing tennis. The phrase is playing tennis. If we replace the phrase, we could have her favorite weekend activity is this. This means that this is a gerund phrase. Here's another sentence. The plane moving down the runway finally took off. If we replace the phrase, we would have the plane this finally took off. This does not make sense. But if we remove the phrase completely, it is still a complete sentence. The plane finally took off. So this is a participial phrase. Playing tennis is acting as a noun, whereas moving down the runway is acting as an adjective, describing the plane. Just a few more examples before we have a quiz. She enjoys cooking spaghetti. Our phrase is cooking spaghetti. We can try to replace the phrase with the word this. She enjoys this. It makes sense. So this is a gerund phrase. The man dislikes working on Saturday. Let's replace the phrase with it. The man dislikes it. Yes, this makes sense. So this is also a gerund phrase. It's your turn now. Can you tell whether the phrase is a gerund phrase or a participial phrase? He wanted to learn more about creating spreadsheets. Is this a gerund phrase or a participial phrase? This is a gerund phrase. This sentence could be written, he wanted to learn more about this. Having nothing else to do, he went for a walk. This is a participial phrase. She enjoyed baking cakes and breads. This is a gerund phrase. Making the new plan proved difficult. This is a gerund phrase. Let's try one more. Starting from Friday, the price will increase. This is a participial phrase. How did you do? So to recap, a gerund phrase includes a gerund and always functions as a noun. Most of the time, gerund phrases can be replaced with the following words: this, that, or it. A participial phrase includes a participle and always functions as an adjective. If you can remove the phrase and it still makes a complete sentence, then it is a participial phrase. This will help you to determine which type of phrase is being used in most cases. If you want more help, check out my other videos that I have about each of these types of phrases. If you need help writing essays, you might want to check out the workbooks that I have available. The link is in the description below. Happy writing!